Hello friends, welcome to this video. I am Rohit. Hope you are doing great. Friends, in today's video we are going to discuss topic geocoding and reverse geocoding in Android. Now friends, in today's video we are going to cover these several topics. First of all, at the start of video we will see the introduction of geocoding and reverse geocoding. Next to that we will see where it is used, in what places, in what domains this concept is useful. Next to that we will see what is concept of geocoding and reverse geocoding. After that we will understand the use of geocoder class and its various methods, because in our application or in our demonstration we are going to use the geocoder class. That's why it is necessary to understand the methods of geocoder class. Then we will understand the methods regarding geocoding. Next to that we will understand the methods regarding reverse geocoding. Then we will understand the address class which is useful in reverse geocoding and its various methods. After that we will understand the need of exception handling in geocoding and reverse geocoding, as well as we will discuss the permissions that we will require while using geocoding and reverse geocoding. Then next to that I am going to show you the list of applications in variety of domains that are using this geocoding and reverse geocoding concept. Then I will show you example how to use geocoder class for implementation of geocoding as well as reverse geocoding. And at the end of video friends, I will show you practical example where we will try to convert address to map coordinates like latitude, longitude, and vice versa to that. That is, we will convert latitude, longitude to complete address. So these are overall points that we are going to discuss within this video. Friends, this video might be little bit longer, but I feel all these concepts are important, and before doing program based on geocoding and reverse geocoding, we supposed to know fundamental theory. That's why I'm trying to cover all these concepts. If you feel we got basic concepts, you may directly skip to the practical demonstration of geocoding as well as reverse geocoding. Now friends, let's dive into video and understand the introduction of geocoding and reverse geocoding in Android. So friends, have you ever wondered how your GPS navigation system knows exactly where you are? How Google Map application knows where exactly you are? Or how your favorite food delivery application like Uber, Zomato application knows which restaurants are nearby you so they can suggest you the same? So we supposed to thank to concept geocoding and reverse geocoding, because these are the two essential and important concepts nowadays every modern map based application is using. So geocoding and reverse geocoding, this is modern mapping technology which is used for mapping address to map coordinates like latitude, longitude, or vice versa. So imagine you are using GPS application and you want to know on which street you are standing right now. So in that case, the reverse geocoding comes in a picture and it will help us to convert our current location, latitude, longitude, to more details of address like street name, like area name, city, country, and so on. So it fetches the nearest address based on the coordinates like latitude, longitude, and it provides you the relevant location information. So relevant location information may include various things. City name may be there, district name may be there, country name, state name, and so on. So that's why it is important to learn geocoding and reverse geocoding nowadays. Now let's move further and understand where it is used. Now friends, geocoding and reverse geocoding is used everywhere around us, and they are powering a wide range of applications and map related services that are used by modern days applications. Now later on in video I am going to show you the wide range of applications where the geocoding and reverse geocoding are used. That applications are solely depend on these important concept. Okay, now where it is used, which kind of applications are using this concept? So food delivery applications, we might be knowing Uber, Zomato, etc. Weather forecasting systems, even our social media applications like Instagram, Facebook and Google Map applications. All these various types of applications using the concept of geocoding and reverse geocoding. So why these applications are using this concept? So for enhancing the user's experience and providing the accurate location based information to the user, the applications are using geocoding and reverse geocoding. Both of these services are based on location, or both of these services are related to location of a user. So as I told in intro, geocoding and reverse geocoding are the fundamental processes within the modern location based and map based applications, and these processes are crucial. These processes are important for utilizing geographic data more effectively and efficiently by the application. So goal is to improve the user's experience and provide user more accurate location related information. So for that purpose, these applications are using reverse geocoding and geocoding concept. Now friends, we understood the introduction, we understood in what applications these concepts are useful. Now it's time to understand the actual concept now. What is geocoding? So friends, geocoding is a process of converting addresses into geographical coordinates. Now what do you mean by address? So see example over here. This is one example of address from USA country. 1600 Amphitheater Parkway, Mountain View, California, USA. Now what we are doing in geocoding, we are converting this address, human readable, human understandable address, into geographical coordinates. So which coordinates we are talking about? Latitude and longitude. So for every address there is a unique coordinates, unique geographic coordinates like latitude and longitude. So for this address we have latitude as 37.42 and longitude as minus 122.08. So whenever we are converting this human readable address into this latitude longitude values, it is referred as process of geocoding. So this latitude and longitude or the geographical coordinates will be useful to locate this address. So this is the concept of geocoding. So geocoding is a process of converting human readable address into geographical coordinates like latitude, longitude. This is just example of address. We can consider any address on Google Map. So we may pass any address to our program, and that program will be able to retrieve its geographical coordinates with help of geocoding concept. So what geocoding do? It takes the human readable location information and it translates into format that computer can understand, and it can be used to locate the current location. So in order to locate the current location on map, we need the latitude and longitude. So here one more thing we need to understand, that geocoding service is depend on, or it is using vast data set of locations and their coordinates which it used to map, and it also uses various algorithms which helps to point to the specific location of provided address. So it will be able to retrieve the geographical coordinates. So where geocoding is useful? So in navigation systems, in local search engines and in location based advertising, geocoding is useful. Now friends, let's move further and understand the concept of reverse geocoding. Now reverse geocoding is exactly opposite to the geocoding process. So as we understood, in geocoding we were converting human readable address to the geographical coordinates like latitude, longitude. Now in reverse geocoding we will provide geographical coordinates like latitude and longitude, and what we will do, we will convert this latitude, longitude to human readable address. So this is nothing but the reverse geocoding. So for example, consider this address Central Park, New York, NY. So we may convert this address into its specific latitude, longitude. Or there is one more example we have given here. So this address also convertible to the geographical coordinates like latitude, longitude. So this process is referred as reverse geocoding. So reverse geocoding is useful within the application where users will provide the geographical coordinates. So how the geographical coordinates can be obtained? So it may be obtained through the GPS device or mobile application. So friends, there are various ways in Android by which we can retrieve the current location of user in form of latitude, longitude. Already we have made a video on that. If you want to know more details regarding that, you can find out that video within the playlist of Android programming. So once you are able to retrieve the latitude, longitude, very easily you can locate that latitude, longitude on Google Maps. So here reverse geocoding will use this geographical coordinates and it will be useful for displaying meaningful location information to the user. So reverse geocoding is commonly used within the mapping and navigation related applications where user want to know the name of place or the address where it is currently situated. So friends, we have understood now reverse geocoding as well. So both geocoding and reverse geocoding nowadays very fundamental and foundational technologies which are used by many location based services. Now why these both concepts are important from point of view of applications? Because these technologies allowing the seamless interaction between user and the geographical data that is available in the various forms. With this, also these concepts helps to bridge the gap between physical world in which we are living and the digital applications where this geographical data is really useful for various purposes. And by doing this, we are making the location related information available for more accessible and more actionable. So once we retrieve this location related information, we will be able to do so many tasks that is nothing but actionable. So we will be able to make various actions within our application. So accessibility of location related information, and based on that we supposed to do certain action, we supposed to perform certain tasks. For that these concepts are really important. So Google Map is also using Geocoder class. For what purpose it is using? So on Google Map, whenever we try to show our current location or whenever we want to know our current location, then it is using Geocoder class for that purpose. Or whenever we want to get directions for specific location, there as well it is using the concept of geocoding and reverse geocoding. So for that purpose, these concepts are important. Now let's move further and understand the Geocoder class and its methods. So in Android application development, the geocoding and reverse geocoding is implemented with help of Geocoder class. So Geocoder class is available within the Android location framework. So this framework is useful for implementing location based services within our application. So this particular framework contains various classes and interfaces that are useful for implementing location related services. So what we are understanding here, that Geocoder class is a part of Android location framework. So this class provides various methods for conversion of geographical coordinates to the human readable addresses and vice versa. So geographical coordinates to human readable address, that is nothing but reverse geocoding. Conversion of human readable address to geographical coordinate, that is nothing but geocoding. So for geocoding and reverse geocoding, we have methods that are available within the Geocoder class. Now let's try to see the constructor first of all. This is the constructor of Geocoder class. It needs one parameter, that is the current context. So it is useful for initializing the Geocoder class. See the example, Geocoder, the object name GC is equal to new Geocoder. Now this is the constructor, and now I am passing this current context, main activity dot this. Instead of this, you may use get application context method as well. So this is how we will initialize our Geocoder class. Once the Geocoder class is initialized, we may use various methods for performing geocoding and reverse geocoding. Now let's try to see various methods of geocoding. So first method we have get from location name. Now this method requires two parameters. First parameter is the location name and second parameter is the maximum result. So this method converts the human readable address, human readable location name into list of address object which is representing possible matches on map. So it takes the location name and maximum result as a parameter. Second method we have get from location name. Now this is another variation of above method. In this method we have location name, max result, and we have few other parameters like lower left latitude, lower left longitude, upper right latitude, upper right longitude. Now this method is useful for specifying the bounding box from which we want to retrieve the result from specific geographical area. So for specifying the rectangular area on map which will show specific region, we may use this another method. These are the two methods related to geocoding. Now in our example we are going to use this method. First method we are going to use, or first variation of get from location name we are going to use. So here we will pass our address and here we will specify value 1. Now let's move further and understand the method regarding reverse geocoding. So method name is get from location. Now as we understood, reverse geocoding is a process of converting latitude, longitude to the address. So you can see here we are passing latitude, longitude and max result. So this latitude, longitude, whatever we are providing will be converted to the human readable address with help of this method get from location. So in our example we are going to use this method as well. So for performing reverse geocoding we have method get from location, and for performing geocoding we have method get from location name. Okay. Now let's move further and let's try to understand our address class, which is very important in reverse geocoding, because from latitude, longitude we want to retrieve the details of address. That's why we require this address class. So this address class represents the geographical address, and that is written by the Geocoder class method as we have discussed. So the method name like get from location or get from location name. So both of these methods we have seen. So address class having several methods that we will go through now, which are very useful to retrieve more details regarding address. First method we have get address line. It requires one parameter, that is index value. So this method returns the string that will contain the address line of this specific index. So address may contain multiple lines, line number 1, 2. So which line you want to retrieve, that index you may specify. So to retrieve the various parts of address like street address, city, state, we may use this method. Second method we have get locality. It is used for retrieving the locality, that is city detail or town detail that is available within the address. Next method we have get admin area. This is useful for retrieving the admin area like name of state, name of region that is available within the address. Next method we have get subadmin area. So it is useful for retrieving the additional information regarding administrative area like state if it is available within the address. So it is useful for retrieving the more specific region related information like district. Next we have get country name. So it is useful for retrieving the country available within the address. Next method we have get country code. So it is useful for retrieving the country code associated with the address. So this code contains two unique letters which is useful for identifying the country. Next method we have get postal code. It is useful for retrieving the postal code or zip code that is available within the address. Next method we have get through fare. It is useful for retrieving the street name or street portion of the address. Next method we have get sub through fare. It is useful for retrieving the additional information like street number if it is available within the address. Next method we have get feature name. So it is useful for retrieving the significant feature related to the address associated to the address if it is available. So this feature might be representing certain important landmark which is mentioned within the address or building name, etc. Next method we have get phone. So it is useful for retrieving the phone number that is available within the address. And last methods we have get latitude and longitude. So from its name you might have understood it is useful for retrieving the latitude and longitude of the address. So in our example we are going to use these two methods. So these were several methods of address class and we are going to use them within our example. Now next to that we have a concept of exception handling. So friends, here whenever we are using Geocoder class and whatever code we are going to write for performing geocoding and reverse geocoding, we supposed to enclose that code within try catch block because Geocoder class throws the IO exception. So if there is any network error or if geocoding service is unavailable due to certain reason, then we supposed to handle these exception. That's why we have to enclose our code within try catch block. Now subsequently at the end of video we are going to see the code where I will show you how we are enclosing it in try catch block. Now let's move further and see the permission requirement. Now friends, if you are using the latitude longitude on Google Map or showing the current location of user, then you need to specify the permissions like access find location, access course location. But if you are just displaying the address detail, then you don't have to specify these permissions. So only you remember that if you want to use geocoding and reverse geocoding in Google Map activity, then you need to specify these permissions. So you may specify them within the Android manifest file. So these are the permission requirements. Now friends, as I told, I am going to show you the list of applications where this geocoding and reverse geocoding is widely used. So these are the all applications I have enlisted here. So you can observe it. First application we have Google Map. So it uses geocoding and reverse geocoding for navigation purpose, for showing the traffic and various location based services. The applications like Uber, Lyft, these are using the geocoding for matching the passengers with nearby drivers and for providing directions. Then we have food delivery applications like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Zomato. So these are using geocoding for showing the nearby restaurants, so food can be delivered. Next we have weather related applications like AccuWeather. So these are using geocoding for providing weather forecasting in specific locations. Then we have social media applications like Instagram, Facebook. Already we have seen this. So for tagging the user's location in their post and stories, these applications are using geocoding. Then fitness tracking related applications like Strava, these are used geocoding for tracking the user's route and provide statistics based on geocoded location data. Hotel booking applications like Airbnb, these are using geocoding for displaying nearby accommodations to the user and for showing them directions. Real estate applications, Zillow, Realtor, these are also using geocoding for showing the available properties on map. Emergency services like 911, Red Cross, these are used geocoding for dispatching the emergency services to specific locations as well as for showing directions towards that location. Travel planning applications, Airbnb, these are also using geocoding for showing various attractions within specific locations, restaurants, accommodations, etc. Gaming applications, Pokemon Go, Ingress, these are used geocoding for creating the location-based augmented reality experience to the user. Delivery tracking applications, FedEx, UPS, these are using geocoding for tracking the real-time location of package while providing delivery to the user. And last category I have public transportation applications like Transit, Move It. So these applications are using geocoding for providing directions to the specific location as well as they are using it for providing real-time information regarding buses, trains and other modes of travel. So friends, these are various categories of applications you might have understood where geocoding and reverse geocoding is really useful. Now friends, we are understanding this example now. Example of geocoding followed by that example of reverse geocoding. Once you understood this example here, while implementing practical of geocoding and reverse geocoding, you will find certain easiness. Now let's try to understand the example of geocoding. So friends, we have understood now geocoding is a process where we convert address to latitude and longitude. Now here we have specified the address. So in string variable we are specifying this address, any address you may specify here from Google Map. Now we want to find out the corresponding latitude longitude for this address. So for that purpose now we will first of all create the instance of Geocoder class as we discuss in the theory. So we will use the constructor of Geocoder class here. So first of all create the object of Geocoder class and here we are using this constructor. So here you can see there are two parameters. The second parameter is optional. You may specify the current context to this constructor. So like this we may initialize the Geocoder class. Once the Geocoder class is initialized, we may use the Geocoder address for performing the geocoding. Now as I told, the Geocoder class throws IO exception, so we supposed to use try catch block. So friends, you can see here, this is try block, this is catch block. Now in try block we are going to write code regarding geocoding, and in catch we have IO exception, its object E, and here you may record the error if it is available. So here let's say I am using this log E for recording the error. So here we are giving one message, that is location failed, and we will print that whatever message we will have regarding that error. And now here we will put our geocoding related code. So first of all we will create the object of this list. Over here you can see addresses is an object and it is type of address. You can see because this list is a generic class, so we supposed to specify what kind of object we are creating here. And now next to that we will use the object of Geocoder class to call the method that we have already seen. So name of method we have seen, get from location name, and what location we are specifying. So here already in this variable we have specified location. So address string is presenting our location, and 1 is a max result. So what maximum possible matches we want to retrieve, so we are specifying 1 over here. So whatever address it will retrieve based on possible matches, it will be available within the addresses object. Now let's try to check whether it is not null and its size is greater than 0. So if it is not null and its size is greater than 0, we will try to retrieve the first element of this list. And how we are retrieving the first element? So we are using the get method, and what index value? 0 index value. So whatever result it will return, it will be stored within the object of address class. Now once we got the first address within this object, we will use now two methods as we have seen, get latitude and get longitude. So two variables I have created, double latitude, double longitude, and within these two variables we are storing the latitude and longitude respectively. And at last here we are displaying the latitude, longitude. So you may use any other medium as well to display the latitude, longitude, like toast you may use, or you may display it on certain text view like that. So friends, this is the basic code for performing geocoding. Now in geocoding you remember three important methods. First method is get from location name, two parameters, the address and max result, and remaining two methods are get latitude and get longitude of address class. Now let's move further and understand the example of reverse geocoding. Now reverse geocoding is a process where we are converting latitude and longitude to address. Now here as well again we supposed to use the geocoder class. So I am initializing the geocoder class here. But in same example, if you are doing geocoding and reverse geocoding, so you do not supposed to initialize it again, because already you might have initialized for geocoding. The constructor we have used and geocoding class is initialized over here, that is geocoder. So object is geocoder. Next to that, the input values we are going to use. So latitude, this value we have assumed, longitude, this value we have assumed, max result value 1. Now again I am using try catch block. Now in try again we are using the object of list, and now which method we are calling here of geocoder class? So get from location. This method requires three parameters as we have learned, latitude, longitude and max result. So whatever latitude, longitude we have specified, it will be taken as a parameter, and as well as max result. So it will return the match address within this addresses. Now again we are going to check if it is not null, if its size is greater than 0, then we are going to retrieve the first element within the address, and now we will be able to retrieve the various details of the return address. So for that purpose here I may create various variables. So for example I am retrieving here first line. So for retrieving first line I am going to use this get address line method, and its index value, which line I want to return first line, that is 0th index. So like this I may use various methods of this address class. So what various methods we have seen? So see, all these methods I may use. See, get address line we have used, 0 value we have specified, get locality which will give us city name, get admin area which will give us state name, sub admin area, more information like district name, country name. So all these methods I may call within this if block. Now in example we are going to call all these methods, and in else part, so if no address is found, then we will display this message, no matching address found. And in catch block as usual we will specify the message, geocoding failed. You may use here toast message as well if you want. So friends, this is the theory regarding the concept of geocoding, river geocoding, address class, geocoder class, and one sample example. Now friends, we will move to the Android Studio and we will try to practically implement now geocoding and river geocoding. Now friends, we will go to Android Studio. So here I have created this project geocoding demo already. Now within this project, we will try to make changes. So first of all, I will take this hello world to the top and I will change its text. So let's say geocoding and rivers and next to that I will specify text size 50 pixel, color we will specify and I will change the color and one more I will specify okay. Now like this we got the output. Next to that we will place one more text view over here and we will specify the same kind of styling to this as well, where we are going to display the latitude, longitude, and one more text view we will assume where we will display the address. So here let's change the so I will copy and for this text view I will paste it and here text will be geocoding okay. Now this text view I will copy and I will paste it here and here we will display the river geocoding okay. It's supposed to here we will specify so on this text view we will display the latitude, longitude, and on this text view we will display the address that we will obtain through latitude, longitude. Now our GUI is completed. Now we will go to Java file. Now friends, first of all let's try to create the object of text view over here. Let's say TV1, TV2. Now I will import this class. Now next to that we will fetch the reference for both of this text view. So let me check the IDs. So for this text view we have ID text view So let's specify the ID. And for this, so here first text view will be Geocoder text view. Next text view will be reverse geo, any name you may specify. Now after fetching these references, next I am going to create the object of Geocoder class. So as we have discussed, we have to type Geocoder. Let's say Geocoder will be the object name, and next to that here we will specify the constructor new Geocoder, and current context we have to specify main activity dot this. Now here the Geocoder object is created, and now our Geocoder object is ready for use. Now friends, as we discuss, we have to surround our code by try catch block. So first of all I am going to specify try catch block for that, followed by catch block, and here we have to specify IO exception. Let's say our object of IO exception is E, and here we will specify toast message, toast dot make text. So main activity dot this. Next to that we will specify error geocoding failed. Next to that I will specify the length of toast, and at last I will call show method. So this is how we have specified the catch block. Now here in this try block, first of all we have to specify the object of list. So I will specify list, the type is address. Next to that, let's say the object name is addresses. Is equal to, we will use the object of Geocoder now. So Geocoder dot and our method name get from location name, and first parameter to this location name is our address. So let's specify the address that we have seen, 1600 amphitheater, parkway, Mountain View, California. And second parameter, the max result, so it will be 1. And let me import the class for list. So like this we have specified the address. Now friends, here I have specified this hard coded address over here. You may accept this address from user if you want, using various input methods, and that address you may pass over here. So dynamic application you may create over there. Every time user will be able to provide new address. Now friends, next to this we will use if block for checking whether addresses is not null and its size is greater than 0. So we will write addresses is not equal to null and addresses dot size is greater than 0. If it, then we will try to retrieve the more details that we want, latitude and longitude of this address. So here now we will create the object of address class. Address is equal to addresses dot get 0. So first element we are fetching using get 0 method. 0 is specifying the index. Get is used for retrieving the element from list object. And now we will specify two variables. Double latitude is equal to address dot get latitude. So here we are fetching latitude. Next to that, double longitude, and here we are fetching longitude like this. And now we may display it on our text view. So for that purpose I will use tv1 dot append, and here I am going to use /n, so it will display it on new line. And next to that I will add here latitude is plus latitude, and next to that I will use again /n, longitude is plus longitude, and at last /n again. Like this we have displayed our result. Friends, here you may use toast message as well if you want to display result. Now friends, here our try block is completed, and already we have written our catch block. So the process of geocoding is completed over here like this. So this is the complete code for geocoding. So what we have done, we have created the instance of Geocoder, specified the address, and we have used get from location name method, and then we are checking if this addresses is not null, means it contains the details, then we are retrieving the latitude and longitude, and we are displaying it on text view. Now friends, next to this we are going to perform the process of reverse geocoding. Now already we have created object and we are performing reverse geocoding in the same code. That's why it is not necessary to create this object again. But if you are doing it in separate programs, then every time you need to initialize the geocoder class. Okay, now our geocoder is already initialized, so same object we are going to use. Now here I will put certain separator, and this part now we will use for writing reverse geocoding. Now first of all, in reverse geocoding we will specify now the required input. So we will require the latitude and longitude. So for that purpose I will specify latitude is equal to Okay, some another name I will use, reverse latitude, and we will specify latitude value 37.42. Next, reverse longitude, so it will be minus 122.08, and we will specify the max result value is equal to 1. Now next to that, again we will use try catch block. So I will zoom it little bit so you will be able to clearly see. Okay, now try catch block, we will specify try followed by catch, and here I am going to specify IO exception, and here we will specify toast message, and here we will specify reverse geocoding failed, and next to that we will specify post length, and at last I will call show method. Now in try block, again we are going to create the object of list. So let's say its type is address, and now certain another object I will specify, a reverse address is equal to Geocoder, okay, let me check. Okay, my spelling is wrong. Dot get from location, and now here three parameters we have to specify: the latitude, longitude, and the max result. So already we have created variables for them. So let's use these variables. So first of all we have latitude. So our variable will be reverse lat. Second one is reverse long, and last one is max result. Okay, now here we have used get from location method. You remember this? The rest of the process is little bit same. Now next to that, again we are going to check if this reverse addresses is not equal to null, and if its size is greater than 0, then first of all we will create the object of address class. So address, let's say reverse address, reverse, and I will use Geocode address is equal to, I will use reverse addresses dot get method. Again we will use get and index value 0. Now first address, whatever this latitude longitude will get match, we will retrieve, and now we can call various methods of address class as we have discussed in theory. Now first of all here we will try to append and here I will use /n, and we will append first of all the locality. So for that purpose we will use reverse address dot get locality. Next to that we will use tv2 dot append, and again I will use /n. Let's say admin area. So here we will use reverse geocoding address dot get admin area. Next to that I will display sub admin area. Sub admin area, and we will use reverse geocode address dot get sub admin area. Next to that we will display the country code, plus get country code will be the method. And next to that we will get the country name. So country name will be reverse geocode address dot get country. So friends, here you may display other details like postal code, phone number, as we have discussed. Okay, now all these details we are trying to display here for the address. Now here our process of reverse geocoding is completed. Now friends, here we have written if block. So if this address doesn't found, so in else part I may display toast message, toast dot make text, and here I will display address not found, and I may display length long. So friends, I will copy this else part in geocoding as well. I think I have not added, so here as well you may add the else part. Okay, so here address do not found, like this you may display. Okay, so here our code for geocoding and reverse geocoding is completed. Now we will run our program. So for that I will connect my phone. Friends, I have connected my mobile phone, and now let's try to deploy our project. Now here Gradle build started, and it is installing application. So I will tab on install. So friends, we can see the output. First of all, geocoding details. So we are able to see the latitude and longitude for specified address, and in case of reverse geocoding we can see the locality is Mountain View, admin area is California, that is state name, sub admin area is Clara County, then we have country code US, and name of country United States. Now friends, I will try to show you how we can use particular Indian address for displaying these details. So for that purpose, here I have opened this Google map, and location I am trying to show you. This is the Mumbai International Airport. So I am going to copy this address first of all, and from this address we will try to retrieve the latitude and longitude. So we will change our address now. So here we will paste our copied address like this, and next to that, in reverse geocoding, I am going to specify the latitude longitude of this location. So let's try to copy. So here you can see these are the latitude longitude. So just click on it, it will get copied, and we will paste it here. So first is latitude, so I will specify it here, and this second value is longitude, so I will specify it here. Okay, now changes are done. Now let's try to rerun our code. Now friends, it is relaunching our activity. Now you can see friends, in the geocoding we got the same latitude and longitude we have defined within our code for specified address. And now see the output of reverse geocoding. So locality is Mumbai, admin area, that is state is Maharashtra, sub admin area is Konkan division, country code is IN for India, and country name is India. Like this you may display other details as well. So whatever methods of address class we have seen, all that methods you may use, and more details regarding specific address you may retrieve. So friends, in this way we have understood the concept of geocoding and reverse geocoding, its importance. We have understood the geocoder class, its methods, address class, its methods, and practical demonstration of the same with the foreign address as well as Indian address. So friends, if you find this video useful, please like and share this video. If you are new to our channel, subscribe this channel. So friends, thank you for watching. I will see you in next video.